Welcome to Bay Hill News Network News. News sponsored by.
You can now order your Roti Skins from Des Tasty Treats and Roti Skins at telephone 1784-528-2979 or pick up Des Tasty Treats and Roti Skins at Randy's Supermarket. More products are coming soon from Des Tasty Treats and Roti Skins.
In the news.
Wednesday, January 15, 2025, the Central Water and Sewerage Authority brought to the public's attention a major breakage to its 12-inch main pipeline in the Hermitage Mountain. This breakage is as a result of a fallen tree, which dislodged the pipeline and has resulted in the disruption of water supply to communities from Barrawaley to Richmond, on the leeward side of the island. Following the initial report of the damage from the response team, a 35-member workforce has been deployed to effect the restoration of the network. This is being done in 3 phases, which has already commenced. 1. Phase 1, transportation of equipment and supplies from our central storage areas to the Hermitage Mountain, including new 12-inch pipeline. 2. Phase 2, due to the elevated height of the pipeline, it is necessary to construct scaffolding to effect the restoration work. The CWSA estimates that this phase will be completed later this evening, along with the mobilization of the pipeline to the work site. 3. Phase 3, due to the nature of the job and the size of the pipeline, this intensifies the safety risks in attempting to complete the assembly after nightfall. Hence, the CWSA will proceed to effect full restoration at the earliest possible time, from Thursday, January 16, 2025. The timely completion of the exercise will however be dependent on the weather conditions, as inclement weather may result in unplanned delays. The CWSA will continue to update the general public on this emergency and appeals to residents in the affected areas to look out for the water distribution trucks, which are already deployed and will be in the areas today, Wednesday, January 15, and Thursday, January 16, 2025. Your understanding and cooperation are appreciated as we work tirelessly to restore your water supply. The CWSA regrets any inconveniences caused by this unforeseen emergency. BHS is proud of our students' academic achievements for their first-term examinations in December 2024. Special recognition to Sturthorn Fredericks, Form 1 Room 1, who obtained the highest overall examination percentage for the school of 83%. Marian House wishes to inform members of the general public that its 2025 Youth Assistance Program commences on Monday, January 20 at 9 a.m. at its Kingstown Center. A reminder that the dress code is black bottoms, white tops, and black shoes. Apologies, but the commencement date is Monday, January 20, 202. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, RSVGPF, cordially invites retired police officers and members of the media to attend its annual church parade and Thanksgiving service 2025. Date, Saturday, January 18, 2025. Time, 9 a.m. Venue, Kingstown Seventh-day Adventist Church, located at the corner of Granby and Sharp Streets, Upper Kingstown. Pastor Chon Nichols will officiate at the Thanksgiving service. This event provides an opportunity for the RSVGPF to give thanks and reflect on the year ahead. The parade will march off at 8:15 a.m. from the Central Police Station and proceed to the church. After the service, the parade will march to the Central Police Station. We look forward to your presence as we celebrate this significant occasion with members of the RSVGPF, the church, and the community. A professor from the Hiroshima University in Japan, Dr. Hideki Kawajima, has visited St. Vincent and the Grenadines to examine our historical remains related to British colonial governance in view of understanding and documenting our cultural and historical development. Dr. Kawajima specializes in the study of art and industries, landscapes, cultural philosophy, and their historical contexts. During his visit to St. Vincent, 11 to 13 January, 2025, Dr. Kawajima toured several sites in villages such as Brighton, Belvedere, Pembroke, Cane Grove, Harmony Hall, Fitzhughes, and Richmond, with a final stop at the National Public Library, archives, and documentation services. The Ministry of Education, in partnership with the Commonwealth of Learning, has launched the Advancing Caribbean Teachers in Mathematics Education project, aimed at addressing the low mathematics grades that are affecting not only St. Vincent and the Grenadines, SVG, but also the broader Caribbean region. The project focuses on strengthening the capacity of mathematics educators to improve teaching practices and, ultimately, student outcomes in mathematics. The project, which is being piloted in SVG, opened with a 2-day workshop that brought together 30 math teachers from across the island. In her remarks at the opening ceremony, Senior Education Officer Kay Martin-Jack highlighted the timeliness and importance of the initiative. Martin-Jack reiterated the importance of mathematics education, stressing that it must begin with teachers who have a passion for the subject. The project's focus is particularly on fractions, an area that has proven to be a significant challenge for many students across the Caribbean. Dr. Lois George, a facilitator for the project, explained why fractions are being singled out for attention. The pilot project will span 3 months, with most of the training taking place virtually. There has been successful production of white or English potatoes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines under an experimental project, a promise made and kept. This was confirmed by Minister of Agriculture, Saboto Caesar, who responded to a question in Parliament last Thursday from opposition Senator Israel Bruce regarding the project, which was first announced in the 2024 budget presentation. Minister Caesar highlighted that the project began with 35 plots, covering a total of 7 acres. By the end of January 2024, they had harvested 433 bags of white or English potatoes, amounting to just over 21,650 pounds. Minister Caesar also pointed out that the project faced challenges due to a severe drought that affected the country during the months of February, March, and April 2024. He said the drought negatively impacted the final output of the potato harvest. However, he noted that despite the adverse conditions, the project provided valuable insights into the types of potato varieties that are best suited to thrive in specific agroecological zones of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday told Parliament that over the years, he has had the opportunity to listen to numerous budget presentations made by the current government. He remarked that what the opposition has come to expect, whether in the estimates or in the budget itself, is that they cannot take the minister's statements at face value or trust the government to fulfill its promises. Dr. Friday expressed concern that, despite the numerous pledges made in past budget presentations, there has been a consistent gap between what is promised and what is delivered. Pointing out that the country has been through a lot in recent times, Dr. Friday noted that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has faced significant challenges from natural disasters, which have been further compounded by numerous man-made errors. He stressed that many of these issues can be traced back to decisions made by the current government. Noting the role of the opposition, Dr. Friday explained that, for the most part, their job is to scrutinize the government's approach and expose the failings that have resulted from its policies. He further emphasized that the consequences of the government's actions are far-reaching, particularly for vulnerable people who may not have been the intended victims of these failures. Dr. Friday said the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will ultimately be given the opportunity to decide on the next mandate going forward. In addition to the housing and infrastructure recovery efforts, Minister Gonzalez also announced a focus on expanding the production and processing of arrowroot and blackfish in a more modern and competitive manner. He said the government recognizes the historical importance of these industries, and funds have been allocated to ensure that traditional practices are preserved while improving efficiency and market competitiveness. The World Bank's $170 million Emergency Resilient Recovery Project, also known as the Berry Project, aims to support income generation, small businesses, and infrastructure repair in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in 2025. This was stated by Minister of Finance, Camilo Gonzalez, who outlined the goals of the project during his presentation of the 2025 budget. According to Gonzalez, the primary objective of the project is to build 1,000 homes in 2025, with an allocation of $62.75 million earmarked for this purpose. More than half of these homes will be prefabricated structures, which will be imported to accelerate construction efforts. This initiative, he said, is part of a broader recovery and rebuilding strategy following the damage caused by recent natural disasters, including Hurricane Beryl. Furthermore, Gonzalez stated that the construction of homes by the government will be done differently this year. The Berry project, which is expected to extend beyond 2025, will not only focus on housing but will also support significant infrastructure development. In addition to rebuilding homes, the project will provide income support and recovery grants to help small businesses and households get back on their feet. Hurricane Beryl caused an estimated $875 million in damage to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, equivalent to nearly 29% of the country's gross domestic product, GDP. Internal estimates suggest that the total damage could be as high as $1 billion, representing about one-third of the GDP. Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Transport, Lands, Works and Physical Planning and Parliamentary Representative for North Windward Montgomery Daniel has delivered what could be his final contribution to a budget debate in the House of Assembly last night. The Deputy Prime Minister thanked the consistency of North Windward for giving him the chance to serve. On January 14, 2025, police arrested and charged Kerwin MacDowell, a 53-year-old resident of Arnos Vale, with the offense of theft. Investigations revealed that MacDowell, on December 2, 2024, at 11:55 a.m., stole one Samsung Galaxy A05 cellular phone valued at $500 ACC, the property of Kellyanne Miller, a 20-year-old meat server of Otley Hall. MacDowell appeared before the Kingstown Magistrate Court on January 15, 2025, and pleaded guilty to the charge. He was remanded into custody until January 29, 2025, for sentencing. The prize-giving ceremony of the 2024 National Lottery's Authority 9 Mornings Christmas Festival is scheduled to take place on Saturday, January 18, 2025, from 9:30 a.m. at Peace Memorial Hall, Kingstown. At the ceremony, prizes will be distributed to the various zonal and national winners in the National Champion, Best Lit Community, and Best Lit Private House. There will also be distribution of prizes for the Best Lit Garden, Best Lit Nativity Scene and Best Lit Commercial Building. The winners of the much-anticipated most popular local Christmas song and the Digicel Bring Yo Song and Come competition will also be announced. See copy of results attached. Addresses will be delivered by Honorable Carlos James, Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, and representatives of the major sponsors, the National Lottery Authority and St. Vincent Electrical Services. The NLA 9 Mornings Christmas Festival was held from 16th to December 24, 2024 with dynamic programs and successful participation throughout the country.
We move to the regional news.
Barbados is embarking on a comprehensive, multi-million-dollar cleanup of gullies and removal of derelict vehicles across the island. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of the Environment, Anthony Headley, spoke of the initiatives during the launch of a gully cleanup project at Green Hill, St. Michael, recently, where a cleanup was already underway. Revealing that the drive will cost about $5.1 million over the next financial year, he said Barbados' extensive gully network, which spans over 1,500 kilometers, plays a vital role in maintaining biodiversity, preserving native vegetation and safeguarding the island's drinking water supply. Gullies are a life project, Headley stated, reflecting on the decade of groundwork laid by the Ministry of Environment. He credited the initial assessment of the gully network to Ricardo Ward, who served as the project manager. After one of the toughest years for law enforcement in Barbados, Acting Commissioner of Police Irwin Boyce expressed a special thank you to members of the Barbados Police Service. At the same time, he made an appeal for the public to help make the job of lawmen a little easier. Speaking at a press conference at police headquarters, Roebuck Street, the city, recently, Boyce admitted that 2024 was one of the most challenging, especially as police were faced with an exponential increase in gun-related crime. 50 homicides, 49 murders and 1 manslaughter were recorded. Nassau, Bahamas, CMC, the Catholic Board of Education in the Bahamas has confirmed that a ninth-grade student at Aquinas College has died after collapsing during a physical education class. The board said that trained personnel provided immediate assistance to Ethan Clark and that he was transported to Doctors Hospital, where he later died. The cause of death was not disclosed. The statement said that a team of counselors and clergy will be on hand to provide support to students, teachers, and parents as they process this loss, describing the student, who joined Aquinas College in September 2024, as kind and mannerly, and a member of the school's band. The statement said Archbishop Patrick C. Pinder, the Catholic Board of Education Chairman Lambert Longley, and the broader Catholic school system have since extended condolences to Clark's parents, relatives, friends. On Wednesday, January 15, U.S. Ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda, Roger Nias, and the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Honorable Gaston Brown, annealed an Open Skies Agreement at the office of the Prime Minister. This landmark agreement further strengthens the aviation relationship between the United States and Antigua and Barbuda, fostering greater opportunities for air travel and economic cooperation between the two nations. Government House, Rawdon Turner was sworn in as the new Minister of Social and Urban Transformation. Minister Turner will also continue his role as Chairman of National Housing. The ceremony was attended by family members and government officials in the historic chambers. The ruling Jamaica Labour Party says the People's National Party, PNP's, response to allegations made by former PNP caretaker for Kingston Central Lawrence Rowe of the party offering him $15 million, a Senate seat and a board position in exchange for his withdrawal as party caretaker in the constituency, is unacceptable and an insult to the people of Jamaica. The PNP in a statement has since denied the allegations made by Rowe, describing them as spurious allegations relating to monetary offers being circulated by a former candidate, sections of the media, and the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP. According to the JLP, Rowe in a radio interview on Tuesday, rejected a denial by the PNP of his allegation concerning the monetary offer and stated that he has evidence to support his startling revelation. It noted that the former PNP caretaker has also revealed that the PNP had pledged to him resources from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, XAMC, in their bid to win the Kingston Central seat, and said PNP General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, had affirmed to him the party's intention to use XAMC resources to win the seat on behalf of the PNP. St. Catherine, Jamaica, Deputy Superintendent Commando Toms, Operations Officer for the St. Catherine North Police Division, has committed to further reducing murders in the area in 2025, to continue the downward trend reported last year. Toms made the pledge to Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Wednesday during his visit to the St. Catherine North Division. He disclosed that in 2024, the division recorded 94 murders, 27 less than in 2023. Toms credited the reduction to the operational activities carried out in the space throughout the year. This, St. Catherine North Division, has always been a dynamic one in which you can always expect flare-ups in terms of criminal activities, but since 2024 we have ramped up our operational activities, and that allowed us to reduce criminal activities for the most part, where we came up with 94 for 2024 over 121 the prior year of 2023, Toms said.
International news is next.
At long last, I can announce a ceasefire and hostage deal has been reached between Israel and Hamas. President Biden outlines the deal, which has been structured in 3 phases, with Phase 1 including the release of hostages held by Hamas. I'm proud to say that Americans will be part of that hostage release, Biden says. The FBI provided an update Tuesday on the New Year's Day attack in New Orleans, revealing new information about the attacker's online search history as well as releasing a photo showing him walking in the city just weeks before the rampage that killed 14 people. The suspect, Shamsuddin Jabbar, used the internet to search how to access a balcony on Bourbon Street as well as information about Mardi Gras and several shootings in New Orleans prior to the attack, the FBI said. Hours before the plowing a pickup truck into a crowd of New Year's revelers on Bourbon Street, Jabbar searched for information about the vehicle that intentionally rammed into a crowded Christmas market in Germany 10 days before the New Orleans attack, according to the FBI. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, said on January 15 that is revoking authorization for the use of red number 3 in food products and ingested pharmaceuticals, citing potential health concerns associated with the synthetic food dye. The decision comes after years of scrutiny and debate over the safety of red number 3, also known as erythrocene. Red number 3 is a colorant that has been commonly used in a variety of products, including candies, cereals, and certain medications, to impart a bright pink or red hue. The agency's decision is based on a comprehensive review of scientific studies that have raised concerns about the potential carcinogenic effects of red number 3 when consumed in large quantities over extended periods, according to the agency's announcement. While the FDA had previously restricted the use of red number 3 in cosmetics and externally applied drugs in 1990, its use in food and ingested drugs has continued until now. In 2022, the Center for Science in the Public Interest, CSPI, and 23 other organizations and scientists petitioned the FDA to ban all remaining uses of red 3.
This end of Bay News Network news. News sponsored by.
You can now order your Roti Skins from Des Tasty Treats and Roti Skins at telephone 1784-528-2979 or pick up Des Tasty Treats and Roti Skins at Randy's Supermarket. More products are coming soon from Des Tasty Treats and Roti Skins.
Audio Jungle.
Sports is next.
Audio Jungle.
Sports was sponsored by.
Looking for a place to relax with natural cool breeze and friendly surroundings? Then check the Bay Hill Tree Bar, located at Bay Hill Cane Garden. We have everything a bar will have. We also sell Shell 20 pounds cooking gas at the Bay Hill Tree Bar.
In the sports.
Local cricket gets underway for the 2025 season St. Vincent and Grenadines cricket game. The NLA Neil Williams T20 bowls off this weekend with 8 exciting matches on the cards. Whether it's on the field cricket game, or in the stands supporting stadium, we're looking forward to seeing you all this weekend at one of the many venues beaming face with smiling eyes. Grenada hosts the St. Vincent and the Grenadines St. Vincent and Grenadines under-23 team for a 4-match 50-over bilateral series. Following St. Lucia's hosting of Dominica last year, the southernmost Windward Islands will now have their turn on the field of play. From January 19th to 23rd, St. Vincent and the Grenadines will face Grenada at the Las Sages playing field in 4 50-over matches. Following this series, performances from the Dionysiliu series will also be reviewed and the selection of a Windward's U23 cohort will take place. SVG Senior National Women's Cricket Team Announcement Cricket Game. The SVG Cricket Association is proud to announce the 14 players selected to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the upcoming Windward Islands Senior Women's Tournament, scheduled to take place in Dominica this February 2025. Glowing Star Team Roster. Captain, Janella Glasgow. Vice Captain, Jafina Joseph. Players. 1. Danella Crees. 2. Tracy Byron. 3. Xavier Stevens. 4. Chanel McKee. 5. Vanessa Bushy. 6. Deli the Bentic. 7. Shima Wright Kwashi. 8. Shanizia Daniel. 9. Tomei Dean. 10. Erika Hooper. 11. Isha Williams. 12. Hazeland Foster. Reserves. 1. Jenisha Hackshaw. 2. Giada Small. 3. Luzanne Edwards. 4. Crystal McMillan. The team will be led by Cricket Game Coach, Samantha Lynch. High Voltage Manager / Assistant Coach, Nyasha Durant. We are incredibly proud of these talented players and confident in their ability to make SVG proud on the Windward stage. Let's rally behind them and show our support as they prepare for the tournament. Flex biceps. J-Marie Jack converted twice from the spot and Balwin de Beek scored the other as Besco Pastures FC defeated Shown Hill FC as the SVGFF Vinci Premier League continued on January 10, 2025. Cordell Dalloway scored the only goal for Shone Hill. Match 2 saw Deal Spring continuing his fine form while Kishorn Charles scored his first goal as NL Predators FC defeated Leo FC. Kobe Magot scored for Leo. The action continued on January 12, 2024 as Awesome FC secured their first win of the season with a win over SV United FC. Jevony Enville, Oran Bailey, and Alice got the goals for Awesome while Mitran John and Shamar Wilkes scored for SV. Defending champions Jebels FC defeated Avenues United FC. Jalva Audain scored a brace while Jowan Sawyers, Leonard Danzel, and Deshead Simmons scored the others for Jebels and Ashroy Patterson scored the lone goal for Avenues. The Granada Football Association is pleased to partner with JT Positive Vibes organization to host a special edition football tournament at the School for Special Education. The tournament was officially launched at the GFA's conference room on January 14, 2025. The opening ceremony is scheduled for January 17, 2025, during which the students will participate in a march past and other enjoyable activities. The tournament will include male and female players and will span 5 weeks, with the long-term objective of getting the students to compete in the national primary school football tournaments. This re-emphasizes both FIFA's and the GFA's commitment to promoting inclusivity and diversity in sports. A special thank you to MTV, GBN, and Breaking Barriers Beyond the Label for covering the story. Southeast FC vs Belfast Estate Mahot Soka Strikers. The Belfast Estate Mahot Soka Strikers delivered an impressive performance, securing a commanding 4-1 victory over Southeast FC. The Soka Strikers set the tone early with a sharp finish from Brittany Dennis in the 8th minute, giving them an early advantage. Southeast FC showed resilience, with Kiana Phillip equalizing in the 22nd minute, igniting hopes for a closely contested match. However, the second half belonged to Mahot. Serhine Stedman broke the deadlock with a powerful strike in the 52nd minute, putting her team back in the lead. The Soka Strikers maintained relentless pressure, and in a dazzling 3-minute span, they sealed the win. Stedman doubled her tally in the 72nd minute, followed by Dennis completing her brace in the 75th. The victory showcased Mahot's attacking prowess and team coordination, while Southeast FC will look to regroup and bounce back in their next outing. Congratulations to the Mahot Soka Strikers for a dominant performance. Safriya Comprehensive Secondary School, CCSS, opened the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports Under-19 men's basketball tournament with a 60-19 win over Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, SCSS, on Tuesday, January 14, 2025, at the Bezier Indoor Practice Facility BIPF. It was SCSS that hopped out to an early lead in the opening quarter, before proceeding to outscore CCSS 18-2 in the final 3 minutes to take a 16-point lead into the second. Unfortunately, the early deficit was too much to overcome as SCSS went on to outscore CCSS 29-7 in the second quarter, and 55-14 in the third. SCSS, the better team on center court, was able to close out the win 60-19 to move atop Group B. Modest Nathaniel had a strong first game for SCSS, registering a team-high 20 points to go along with 5 steals and 4 assists. His teammate Alphonse Micah scored 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals, while Corden Jones chipped in with 12 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 assists. Marvel Joseph 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals, and Jivan Gray 4 points, and 8 steals, the main contributors for CCSS. Meanwhile, SCSS will play their next encounter against St. Mary's College on Tuesday, January 21st, at 11 o'clock a.m. and CCSS vs. Schwazels Secondary on Thursday, January 23rd, at 1:30 p.m. at the BIPF. It's down to the business end of the DFA Division I League. 4 teams seeking a place in top-flight football. Thursday, January 16th, DSFC will take on Mighty Avengers FC to be followed by RC Doctors vs. St. Joseph LFC. Both games are at the DFA Technical Center. Tamworth star Chris Ray has made himself unavailable for selection after suffering racist abuse following the match against Tottenham Pouting Face. On what should have been a day to remember for the son of former Arsenal star Christopher Wray, the striker revealed received sickening racist abuse after the game. He went on to send a passionate message to fans. Speaking ahead. Incidents like this highlight the ongoing issue of racism. It is shameful to be racially abused by someone simply because they lost a bet, but sadly, this happens all too often. If these incidents are kept in-house, they will never be addressed. I hope everyone understands my reasons for speaking out. Harry Redknapp assesses Tottenham's chances heading into tonight's North London derby. Speaking ahead. Tottenham got past Tamworth, but boy, did they make hard work of it. Spurs will fancy this North London derby though, especially after watching Arsenal's recent performances, and a win here could kickstart their season. As underwhelming as they've been of late, I think Arsenal just have a psychological edge over their rivals. Tottenham are dodgy at defending set pieces, and we all know how good Arsenal are at scoring from them. I can see Tottenham getting a goal, but I'm going for a 2-1 home win. So the headline above is a broad perspective, which all cricket-loving Barbadians, whether former players, current players, aspiring players, or merely the citizens of this country, Barbados, should be concerned about. However, the swift and severe reality is that that sort of thinking appears to have dissipated in recent years. There are some that throw the blame quite squarely on the shoulders of the Barbadian cricket authorities. And whether it is an apparent disdain towards West Indies cricket because of leadership battles that were lost in the past, or just a mindset of envy and jealousy, or as some may say, a perpetual desire to undermine what cannot be extinguished, or perhaps some other rationale that no one is aware about, we will not know for certain, but there is a clear disconnect with Cricket West Indies, CWI, and those that manage the sports out of Barbados. The recent non-attendance at a meeting by both the Barbados and Guyana cricket officials has hinted at some sort of open disquiet and perhaps even dislike among persons who have sat together for years. The recent news that Raymond Reifer, who was captain of the Barbados team that did not play the CWI 50 over final last year despite the instructions of the match referee, has now been selected to represent Barbados in the upcoming 4-day regional tournament suggests a lot about how the sport is managed in the region. Harry Redknapp gives his brutal assessment on Arsenal and Kai Havertz ahead of tonight's North London derby. Speaking ahead. Things just don't seem right at Arsenal. If it's not a set piece, they just don't look like scoring. That was a disastrous defeat to Man United in the FA Cup. There's pressure on Mikel Arteta, and 3 points would go a long way in easing that pressure on his shoulders. It will be fascinating to see if Kai Havertz will bounce back from his penalty miss against Man United. He's a player that always seems to divide opinion, but he's badly needing a goal. He's got a habit of scoring big goals in his career though, so he might pop up with one here, when his team need it most. Phil Foden admitted Manchester City's bid to win a 5th successive Premier League title is over after the troubled champions drew 2-2 at Brentford. Foden netted twice to put City in control against the Bees on Tuesday, but they collapsed late in the game, with Jon Wissa and Christian Norgard earning a point for the home side. 6th-place City are languishing 12 points behind leaders Liverpool, and Foden conceded they will have to focus on finishing in the top 4 rather than winning another title. The title? Yeah, it's done for sure, it's done, the England forward said.
This end of our sports news. Sports was sponsored by.
Looking for a place to relax with natural cool breeze and friendly surroundings? Then check the Bay Hill Tree Bar, located at Bay Hill Cane Garden. We have everything a bar will have. We also sell Shell 20 pounds of cooking gas at the Bay Hill Tree Bar.
Audio Jungle.